today's episode, we will be embroidering one of our newest embroidery buddies, our Toffee dog. We will be starting off with our RipStitch 1.5 ounce tearaway and a SheerStitch cutaway backing, which won't have a lot of bulk behind the dog. Because we are using two backings, we are going to use the Adhesive 505 adhesive spray, and you do not need to spray a lot of it, and you want to make sure that you're doing this away from your machine. We recommend using a cardboard box to spray the backing, which minimizes the probability the spray going anywhere. Next, you lay the SheerStitch on top of the RipStitch backing where it makes a nice sandwich. We did do a test stitch out to make sure it would look good and the color would suffice. We chose the Pawprint design, which was voted on by all of you. This is an embossed design which makes the design pop and is somewhat 3D. We then will trim the tearaway backing a little since it is a tad large, and we want it to be the same size as the 8x8 square, so we don't need that excess. So this is our limited edition embroidery buddy. We will be removing his stuffings so that we can hoop his belly to embroider the Pawprint design. You turn over the embroidery buddy and you will see a zipper. There is a fabric that folds over so the zipper isn't visible, which is a nice touch. There are two pieces of stuffing, one in the body and one in the head. It is important to remove both pieces of stuffing because it will make it easier to embroider on. You want to hoop the buddy upside down so the legs are out of the way when putting it into the machine. You then want to get the backing in first, making sure you spread it across its belly. Second, you want to mark a center spot where the design will be placed, making sure it will be properly aligned. The marker is removable and can be washed out. You can find the Madeira disappearing marking pen at allstitch.com. As you can see, we place the dot in the middle, making sure the design that we want to embroider is where we want it to be. Next, we will be using a 15 centimeter hoop. The design itself is 3.88 by 3.88, just under 4 inches. Just a reminder, the smaller the hoop, the better it is for hooping and for the design to stitch out, because you don't want to have that extra material in your hoop if you don't need it. Now that we inserted the bottom hoop in, we then want to press the top hoop in, making sure there is no wrinkling. And to do that, you want to pull the fabric a little and to make sure that it is in the middle. And then you want to press down. And then you want to look in the back, making sure it is snug and the backing is all around. Often you would put a water-soluble topping on this because it is a fuzzy material. But because the design itself basically has that knockdown stitch to create that embossed look, we are not going to use any topping on this. Next, you flip the design just like the embroidery buddy is upside down. The design will be at a slight angle as well. Next, you place the buddy in the machine. Make sure the legs and zipper is out of the way. The biggest challenge with these stuffed animals is getting it hooped and into the machine, so it might take a couple of tries. Then you want to make sure the hoop is aligned and right on the dot. Next, give it a trace. And then you can begin. Here is the final result. As you can see, it creates a 3D effect and that it's a multicolor thread, so you can see the blending of the color. But on the border, which is a satin stitch, you can see it more, so it gives two different looks to them. If you dab that mark with a little bit of water, it will go away. The last steps is to remove the hoops and to remove the excess backing. We did make an error and put the tearaway on the bottom. However, this is a round design. It won't be a problem. You cut away the shear stitch and then tear away the other backing to where the design is and comes right off. Remember to put the tearaway on the bottom and then the shear stitch next to the fabric when hooping. It is much easier too. Lastly, you want to restuff the Toffee dog, starting with the head and then the body. And we are done. Thank you for joining me in today's Learn With Me episode. Feel free to check out our other videos and educational resources at allstitch.com.
All Stitch, all the supplies, all the savings, every day.